My parents live in the in-law suite of my house. They pay rent to help me cover the mortgage, but the house is completely mine. Their rent is $600 a month. That includes all utilities, including internet and streaming services. My older sister's pregnant again. Yay! And she needs a place to stay, as her baby daddy bailed out and moved back to his home country without her. My parents agreed to let her stay with them. They didn't ask me, but like I said, they pay rent and can do as they wish with their living area. My parents have full run of my house except for my bedroom and my office. My dad likes to putter around in the garage and plays with my dog. My mom likes to bake in my kitchen and work in the garden. The basement has a kitchen, but it's small, and mine is just better all around. Now they want me to baby-proof my levels of the home. I asked why I would need to do this, as the kids would 100% not be in my area. My mom said that it wouldn't be fair to keep the kids cooped up in the basement all day. I said that there was a huge yard and sunroom for them to spend time in if they really wanted. My sister said that she couldn't spend all her time cramped up like that with 3 kids. I asked when she found out she was having twins. She shut up. I dragged it out of them that she was planning on watching her friend's toddler for money. I said I didn't have insurance for her to run a business out of my house. She said it was all under the table and that she needed the money. This is when I said that I'd be taking the keys to my area back from my parents, and I was also going to change the locks. I said that I agreed to let my parents live with me to help them out. They agreed to let her move in because she's an irresponsible wench that can't understand birth control. I never agreed to let her use my house as a day home. I know I don't want 3 kids here, along with 4 adults. Well, 3 adults and a pregnant idiot. I thought this, but didn't say it. My mom is mad that I'm going to lock them out of my area, but my dad understands. The thing is, I would let them keep a key, but my mom would get it from him, and then she'd give it to my sister. I said I would leave the garage locked the same, and that was good enough for him. My mom and my sister are upset and are giving me the silent treatment. My mom got my dad to ask me if they paid for the insurance if my sister could watch her friend's kid. I agreed, but I did say they should get my sister to pay it. Am I the idiot for telling my parents and pregnant sister that I will not baby-proof my house? Be real here. They're 100% not going to get the right insurance with the right coverage level and keep it up to date. Plus, evicting your sister with a newborn is going to be a legal nightmare. And let's be honest with ourselves. People this entitled will put you in a situation where you need rather than want them gone. Not the idiot, but have everyone sign a month-to-month lease and get extra good locks if you're determined to learn the hard way. Oh dear, you're not just going to have to get additional insurance. You're going to have to get certified as a daycare, and you're going to have to get licensed and get a business license as well. How is your non-working pregnant freeloading sister going to cover those costs? Nope, no way, no how. You should evict your parents. They seem to believe that they're the decision makers here. They moved 3 people and a business into your home without even a conversation. They seem to think that you're the child in this story. The entitlement of all of them is beyond words. Holy crap. Shut this nonsense down. I would be telling her to find a new place to live if she thinks she can lie to you and try to run a business in your home. Honey, the concern is that your sister will still run her illegal babysitting operation in your parents' space, with or without your permission. Do not let her into your house. Your sister's not on the lease. You're going to have a nightmare on your hands getting her to leave whenever the situation arises. Aside from that, you can't insure an under-the-table business. Letting your sister move in is going to be a massive pain in the butt, and that's not even embarking on what a disaster her running a business out of your house is going to be. Good luck. This is a messy situation. I, 35 female, and my husband, 35, have been blissfully happy together for 10 years. During the global issue, we got into Dungeons and Dragons. We have a weekly game that lasts 3 to 4 hours with 3 other friends. 5 of us have been going on adventures for the past few years, meeting consistently over Zoom. I've been having a great time overall. My husband is the DM, which means he does a lot of the work preparing the sessions. This includes coming up with the characters we'll have conversations with, figuring out the battles we'll fight, and so on. I really appreciate his work. On the other hand, I've been feeling like I'm doing more chores in our partnership. I cook a lot, clean the kitchen, help with the laundry, and do most of the driving. We tried splitting chores before, but there was a period when he would fold laundry or clean while I cooked, but it only lasted a week or two. I normally don't particularly mind, but life has been incredibly crappy lately due to health issues in the family, and I think it put extra stress on us. The other day, I cooked dinner. During dinner, he gave me a sneak peek of the magical items he made for the blacksmith in a new town. I guess I didn't look as excited, so he asked me why. I said, "I'll be excited when you clean up the kitchen after we're done eating." This started a major argument, and we don't have many of those, so it was a bit intense about how I don't appreciate his work on this campaign. I countered by saying he's free to work on his hobbies as much as he wants, but it's not the same as helping me with chores. He countered that his work on this D&D campaign counts as a chore, just like cooking and cleaning. He said he provides a space to hang out with our friends weekly. In a way, he's organizing and scheduling our social life, which takes a lot of work. This was an absolutely bonkers perspective. This is where things escalated, because I was sort of befuddled. I still am, and he got really hurt. He said, "The fact that you're asking this shows you don't understand how much work I put into this campaign." For the record, I ran a leg of the campaign as the DM for a few weeks, and it was a lot of work. But it was a hobby, at least to me. It was a fun thing I elected to do, not something I needed to do, like a chore. He pointed out that I don't need to cook either. We can afford to eat out every night and hire a cleaning service to sort out the apartment. He's right, we can't afford it, but it still felt weird. I eventually let it go, but I feel like I'll need some sort of resolution to this because I can feel the resentment bubbling in my chest. I don't want to win an argument, and I'm not looking for vindication, but can someone give me insight into this conflict? Am I wrong? Am I being the idiot here? Hobby time is hobby time and not chore time. Not the idiot. I GM'd for 5 years, which is a lot of prep work, but that's hobby time. That took away from time spent painting miniatures or reading or other games. It did not prevent me from cleaning, cooking, etc. The laundry still has to be done. His argument is laughable. There can be a pretty nuanced line between hobby time and chore time, though. That's kind of what I was thinking. I was wondering what would happen if he went nuclear and just quit managing the game. Would it be worth it to the wife? Maybe, maybe not. She admitted how much work it was, so it depends on whether she values the joy of these social events or the stress relief of fewer chores. Oh, come on now. Playing D&D is different from doing chores. I've also DM'd many games over the last 30 years. It's a hobby. Even if she is enjoying it, that doesn't mean that he's off the hook regarding chores, like cleaning the kitchen that no one likes. Designing a D&D game is fun, and while it's work, it's fun work. The wife could always find another game. It's very easy to do. I admit this is petty, but some mutual friends think I'm the idiot, and it doesn't seem to rise to the idiot level to me, so another opinion would be helpful. I, 19 female, am not physically active in an intimate way by choice, not for any moral reason. I just want to focus on uni without extra complications, and I'd rather my first be with someone I care about and feel completely comfortable with. Guys get weird about it when intimacy comes up. Either they turn it into a challenge or lose interest. The guys that get all excited about a 0 body count are the worst, and it's my #1 dating pet peeve. There's a guy we'll call Bob that hangs around my friend group because he's one of the other guys' roommates. Bob has good moments, but he acts like a major idiot when dating comes up. He brags about sleeping with a lot of girls, but also looks down on them for being loose. I try to avoid Bob. Anyway, Bob asked me out. 2 days before that, I heard him talking to one of the guys about a girl that he went on a date with, and he said he hit it and quit it because he doesn't date easy girls. So when Bob asked me out, I said no thanks. He pressed for a reason, and I told him I'd heard him talk about all his hookups. You should have seen the look on his face. He said it wasn't really that many, and he was exaggerating a little, and that I'm wife material, so he's not looking to hook up. I said if his body count was over 0, he was too easy to be husband material. Bob lost his crap about it, and the friend group is split. Some thinks it's hilarious, and Bob got a taste of his own medicine. Others think it's wrong to shame him, even if he is an idiot. Am I the idiot? Oh my God, not the idiot. I'm sitting here laughing my head off. Bob got precisely what he deserved. Don't let your friends convince you any different. By his own admission, he's a shamer and a liar, i.e. exaggerating a little. Even if he exaggerated all of his body counts, I still find it funny. You didn't shame anyone. You just hoisted a moron on his own petard. Let me guess, the people defending him are primarily men. Those men are the same as Bob, talking about body counts and other such nonsense while listening to Andrew Tate and Jordan Peterson podcast. I'm a guy and I've known too many Bobs. Avoid him at all cost. Friend group members on his side? Avoid them too. One could write a Psychology Journal article on why he behaves this way. Too obvious. Dudes like that have such fragile egos, and I love that you turned it around on him. Queen move. My daughter for the last 2 weeks has not been able to hang out with anyone, has had her phone taken away and her laptop. She's grounded. This started because I looked through her messages. She was having a fight with her best friend. Her best friend came over angry and said she took a prank way too far. I asked what she was talking about, and she wouldn't tell me. I ended up going through her messages with her BFF, and that's where the prank happened. My daughter said, I have to tell you something, and admitted she had feelings for her best friend. Her best friend said, I don't know what to say, and I need time to process this. She said, I'm shocked. I have no words. Let me get back to you with an answer. That's when my daughter said I was just joking. It was a prank. Her best friend freaked out. She didn't believe her at first, but my daughter kept saying it was a prank, and the best friend was now upset and said she needs a break from her, from playing a prank that was so cruel. This really ticked me off. My daughter was mad and felt her privacy had been taken away. I said, I don't care. She's grounded. She doesn't get to play these childish games. That was not a funny prank, and she needs to know that. She's been really depressed and crying in her room a lot. Not even because I took her phone away, but because her best friend is not speaking to her in classes. She said that it was the weekend, and she wishes she could hang out with her best friend. I told her she got what she deserved. This is what happens when you act like a crappy person. She ran up to her room crying, and I told her to tell me why she would play such a prank in the first place. She said it's not a prank. I do like her. I got scared and called it a prank. I was not expecting that. I said, but you denied that. You said it was serious. You better not lie to me. Since when have you liked her? She started crying more and said she's always liked her. She just didn't know how to deal with it. She told me to leave, and I did. She's been upstairs crying. I do feel bad for punishing her for the past 2 weeks, now that I know she isn't straight. Am I the idiot here, or did she deserve it? I mean, at the end of the day, she did mess up. You are the idiot. You invaded her privacy instead of talking to your daughter. And anyone would have considered that maybe it wasn't really a prank. Even if it were a prank, you should have tried talking to your daughter instead of jumping straight to punishment. And by the way, what she didn't ask for 2 weeks of complete isolation. Why are you involved in this at all? I'm kind of struggling to understand why you felt like you needed to intervene and punish your daughter instead of talking to her first. You know, understand her feelings. I don't even know your daughter, and I could have figured out that there was probably at least some truth to the comment, and she was testing the waters. You overreacted. OP was involved because she saw a great opportunity to selfishly make herself feel good because she's the kind of straight ally who's actually such a homophobe She can't even come to the obvious conclusion that her kid wasn't pulling some idiot prank, just like every straight teenager that pulls the same thing. Probably for the best to throw away all your credibility to your queer child at once for someone like her, though, to be honest. That's what I keep thinking that nobody brings up. OP didn't need to punish her daughter because she was already punished enough by the consequences. OP just decided to be cruel on top of everything else. OP also violated the privacy of both girls, not just her daughters. Stop abusing your authority as a parent. My mom and dad had me, teen male, and when I was 6, my mom was expecting another baby, my little brother. She was 7 months into her pregnancy when she started to feel sick and went to the hospital. Some tests were done and it turned out my dad had been cheating on her, and he passed along some STDs to her during her pregnancy. I remember my mom losing her crap on dad when she got home, and I remember how devastated and scared she was. My brother didn't make it long after, and my mom never left the hospital. She bled badly after the delivery. My mom kicked dad out the day she found out. My dad's family, his parents, 3 siblings, and 2 sisters-in-law, were disgusted with him. When I was 10, my dad met and married his now wife, Kate. When I met Kate, she had this attitude of, "I don't know why everyone is mad at your dad. He treats me well and shows me so much respect." She told me I should forgive my dad and not carry a grudge for my mom. She also told me she would get his family to stop treating him like a criminal. She never let the thing go. Over and over, she told me to let it go. We clashed over that so often, and my dad's family told her to screw herself with that attitude. She was like, "Your dad has grown. He treats me like I deserve to be treated. He learned his lesson. He's a good man with me. He has someone he loves now and wants to have a happy marriage with." This was an ongoing thing. 3 years ago, I realized my dad was cheating on Kate. He was saying he was working through the global issue, but I didn't buy that, and neither did my family. He and Kate have 3 kids together. My half-siblings I know, but I don't care about them or see them as family. Kate found out about the cheating 2 months ago. She fell apart. Then last month, she found out we all knew or suspected he was cheating. For a while, she tried to confide in me, and I'd just walk away from her or do something else and not listen. Then on Thanksgiving, we were all together with my family, Dad's family, and she broke down even harder because nobody comforted or stood up for her. That night, she told me she thought I cared about and loved her and would be there and support her through this because she's my family, my stepmom, and my siblings' mom. I called her delusional and told her if she ever felt like I cared, it was because it was what she wanted to think and not because I ever gave a crap about her. I told her she now knew what my mom went through, only less severely, and that I guess she wasn't as special as she thought she was since he cheated on her too. She started yelling and called me a monster and told me I would never see her kids again if I wasn't nicer. I shrugged at her yelling because it wouldn't upset me at all. She said I should be more loyal to her, and I had to hold myself back because I really wanted to call her delusional again. Am I the idiot? Denial's Just a River in Egypt by Charlotte Dobre. Not the idiot. You're not obligated to be her emotional support human. And given your age and family history, it's inappropriate of her to try confiding in you like this. Yeah, stepmom wants the Delulu to be true Lulu. Ha ha. Some people are just arrogant enough to think they're the ones who change a person, and your stepmother is no exception. Do not give her a second thought. You've been through enough. She reaped what she sowed, and just because what you said was a bit harsh doesn't mean it wasn't true and well-deserved. OP, did your mom pass away from complications from the stillbirth? Is that why you can't move out to your mom's house? And if that's what happened, then I'm so sorry for your loss. And Kate's an even bigger idiot for deluding herself into thinking a man who caused the death from his infidelity would change for her. Yes, Mom bled a lot after the delivery, and they couldn't get it under control. My relationship with Dad is basically non-existent. I do everything I can to have as little to do with him as possible. I blame him, just like his family does. We know what he's done, and he will never be able to get away from that. I will never forget it. To have Kate try to act like we're being unfair after what he did, it's what made me feel this way about her. I'll be so glad when I never have to see his face again.